had made a difference in his life. I just did not believe that. I was saying to myself, wait a minute, this can't be something that my cousin was trying to introduce to me. So what I did was, I didn't care. Like any network marketer, and this is not network marketing, this is a good thing, this is technology. This is science. Already proven. I woke him up in the middle of the night. I didn't care what time it was. It was probably, I'll say about 11 o'clock, 11 in his time, 12 o'clock in the morning. So I said, hey, and he's like, hello? Like, is everything okay? I'm like, wait a minute. I saw something, and I said, tell me, is it that patch you were talking about, X39? He said, that's what I was trying to tell you. I said, I don't care what you do, you got to get that in my hands. I said, because if that works, listen, I am all in. I said, if you get that in my hands, and so I said, wake up the person that got you the patch, because he said he didn't have any. I said, wake up your upline, whoever he is. I just started to wake him up. And it happens to be somebody that was related to us. So he got on a call. He was asleep, and he was saying, I said, listen, I said, people like us, that you see something, your lives, you're going to wake up for it. I said, you're going to do something, you're going to share with others. And so he woke him up, and I said, I need it to me tomorrow. He said, well, that says breast mail. That costs a lot more money. I said, I don't care. If you trust, if I'm telling you, I'm going to run with it if it works. You got to get it in my hands. So he did just that. I made him send it express mail. He did. So, and the first person that I wanted to try this with, my niece is 34 years old, and she's had torn ligaments, all types of stuff in her knees. She had surgery. She's only 34 years old. And I didn't know the detriment of me, how painful it was for her to walk. She couldn't do anything. She had nothing. She said, Auntie, I can't do anything with my daughter. And she just was explaining all that. So my heart went out to her. I said, guess what? I had went over with my brother, and we went to her house. I said, I got something for you. I said, put this on your knee and tell me if it's fixed. I said, she was looking like, what is that? Like that. And I said, well, everybody in my family knows that I always come up with something new. They always know. They don't know what I'm going to show up with, what invention, or what, none of this. So I said, try it. So she applied it to her knee. And I said to her, I went and sat down in the front because it was a holiday. And I was in there talking to my brother. Within 5 minutes, she walked over into the room with us. And she looked at me. And she said, Auntie, I feel something. I said, oh my God, that can't work like that. Come on, I said, I want to give you a day to tell me that. She said, Auntie, I feel something. I said, I said, no, I'm going to give you a day to give me this. You got to tell me tomorrow how you feel. So she started doing stuff when I was there. She couldn't bend her knees, get on the floor, move around. She just had such a hard time. And so she said, ask my husband. And he was like, she couldn't do none of that. And so she called me in the middle of the night. He woke me up this time. Somebody else waking me up this time. She said, I think she's going to call and say, Auntie, I'm hurting. She said, Auntie, I did this intentionally. I slept with my knees bent. I couldn't do that. I could not do that. I slept all through the night. This is the first time that I've done it. I said, are you serious? She said, I have no pain. I have no pain, Auntie. She started crying. I said, I don't. I said, really? She said, I'm just excited now. I said, okay, for my niece. So I'm going to try it on folks that I know in my family. My sister had a stroke last year, June the 10th. And so she was walking a certain type of way. I say, now, if this works for my sister, now I wasn't convinced. Even though my niece gave me the proof in the pudding, I just still wanted more. That's a shame, but I did. So I told my sister about it. I said, I want you to try this patch, and I want you to tell me how this works. Because if this thing works, I said, you all know what? I said, this is a breakthrough right here. This ain't no supplements. This ain't no getting in any network marketing company. This is technology. It has science on it. This thing, so I started talking like I knew what I was talking about. But I had read a little bit on it then. And so my sister tried it, and she had a problem with you know how they sometimes when you have a stroke, you kind of like drag your foot a little bit and all of that. So my sister would say, well, okay. She was like, it's okay. So she didn't get the same results that my niece got right away. So I said, okay, because I said, okay, maybe her problem is just a little different. So, however, a couple of days, my sister called me. She said, girl, what's in this patch? I said, there's nothing in it. Since I said, your copper peptide, the lightning on your body, the infrared lightning on your body is activating all of those stem cells. Now, my sister almost 60. I said, they told me from what I read, it said by the time you're 30, you lose half of your stem cell activity. Then by the time you're 60, you lose almost all of your stem cell activity. I said, I think you're about 60, right? She said, girl, I haven't felt like this. She said, how do I get more? I said, you could be, listen, I said, I'm joining. And then she said, well, I want to join too. I said, okay. Because what I told her, you've been in pain. My niece was in pain for 2 years. My sister was in pain for a year. Nobody ever wants to just be in pain. And so when you got something like this, she said, well, is that FDA approved? That's that question they always ask you. You always know these people come with that question. I said, well, what about them drugs you got that you taking every day? Is that FDA approved? Now tell me, how is that working for you? And so, you know what? I threw everything off the table. So they started asking me all these questions. And so, and I told them about the science. I gave them the websites they can go to. I started telling them everything. But then I tell you one more thing. It came to a theater near me. And this was the biggest challenge. It hit me. I started having pain that I have never had in my life. I went to the doctor, to the emergency room, and they told me that it was degenerative, sciatic, some type of disease, something they were saying that happened. And I said, well, Lord, I said, now here I am. I said, I guess the biggest test is my own testimony, God, that you must be giving me, because I do a lot for him. And so I'm saying, he said, okay, now, even through what you're going through, you know, you got to be patient and you got to be wait, because you can't preach something that you don't believe in. So now that it comes to you, let's see what you're going to say and what you're going to. Now, I have to be waiting just like everybody else. I'm having my experience, but it's not a bad experience. I got in this business, I think, and became part of this great company back at the end of September, beginning of October. And I hit manager, I think, within 2-3 weeks or something like that. And that's because I was persevering. I was telling everybody I know. I didn't care. I did cold market, like you said, Uncle Mike. I did not care about just that same network of people. I meet somebody every day. I talk to somebody every day. I see somebody hurting. It's my responsibility to offer them something that could relieve their pain, that could perhaps help them and help others in their family. So I couldn't be selfish, even though I was struggling what I'm going through right now. But I said I can't be like that. And thanks to Mr. King calling me up, who is a great motivator, who definitely stays in your corner. You have a leader that is constantly calling, checking on you. That means a lot. See, I'm a leader myself. So when I hear somebody reaching out to me, even when I'm like, I don't feel like talking about it because it hit me, now I got a problem, because I'm like, oh God, I don't want to go through pain. Nobody, that's why I tell you, nobody wants to go to the pain. But I tell you one thing, this product that we have in our hands is like no other product. And God uses man or whoever, he goes through a vessel to give us something. And we got to be open-minded. We can't be closed-minded people. It's a new year, 2024. You can go out there and meet as many people as you can, or you can keep quiet. As my mother used to say, a quiet mouth won't get fed. But they used to say, you talk so much. Now I understand why. Because I know there's somebody out there. See, I'm a Jonah. There's a nation of people wrapped up in me. And God is counting on me to be able to deliver the message, to help people. Remember, Durbin said, pray and patch. It is the Lord that is doing everything through this patch. And he uses man. Luke was a physician. People, when we say, well, oh no, yes, oh yes. If that pain, if you put that patch on and it takes away the pain, that's a great thing that just happened to you. So don't minimize it. Don't just say, oh yeah, it's just a little thing. It's just that patch. But I'm telling you, I sound the alarm on my way to my next. I got so many people that I tell them about it. It's because my energy, my enthusiasm, because of what I'm saying. I say, they like, man, you talking about that so good. I want to try that patch. And so if you come to with low energy, if you come to like, yeah, you want to try this patch, and I heard it's helping people, I'm gonna look at you like, okay, you don't believe in what you're saying. You gotta make sure that you prove what you believe in, and people gonna do stuff because of you. That's what's happening in my family. They know that I'm a leader. They do it because of me. My brother came in. My brother's the man of God. I call my brother the man of God. He's a colonel by name. That's what he. My brother didn't want to hear until he started seeing what happened to my sister and my niece. And then now my other sister who said, I don't want to be bothered with that stuff. Guess what? She got involved with it. And she became part of it. And the first day that she became involved in it, she shared it with somebody. She put me on a call with them. They became part of it. I said, you see how easy that works? I said, it's about us opening our mouth. That's with anything. If you don't open your mouth, don't expect to get results. I can't rely on people all the time. And the reason I can't, because this is my business. This is my own business, and I treat it like it's my own business. And I thank God for Erica and for Durin and for Uncle Mike and all of you that are on here. You are the resources. You're not in this alone. Don't think you're in it alone. You got to use the proven plan. It's already proven that it works. And so that's all we got to do. So thank you. It's so many more people that can tell you about their testimony. We'll put a video together. And I'm going to let them tell you themselves about their own testimony. Because it's unfair to me to tell about everybody. But those are my siblings, so I can tell their testimony. They can come in later. But thank you again, Miss Erica, Uncle Mike, and Durin, for allowing me to take the time to tell you what this X39 has done. It has changed my life, and it will change your life and others that are around you. Thank you.
Wow, 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 wow.